Hello, buddy. Omni here. Today's trailer I wanted to react to mostly because it's got a couple of ties here to myself. I'll go into that a little bit more in detail after the trailer. If you've been following the channel for some time, you might think this is a little out of left field, and comparatively, it is. But there is a trailer that came out today for Charlie Says, which is directed by Mary Harron, the writer and director of American Psycho, starring Matt Smith. And this follows it's kind of it's a little bit of a biopic about the Manson family. And I wanted to check this out mostly because of Matt Smith and some of the talent behind it. There's Annabeth Gish, who is I'm a huge X-Files fan. She played in that. The actress that plays Gilly in Game of Thrones is also in it. So there's a lot of interesting things that drew my attention to it, more so than the recent Zac Efron Ted Bundy thing that I also neglected to cover, mostly because what I've seen about that seems to be one of those types of serial killer documentary biopics that in a way glorifies these people. And I just didn't want to be a part of that, unfortunately. But or fortunately, whatever. So we're just going to go ahead and check this out. This actually premiered in September at the Venice Film Festival, but it's getting a limited theatrical run and video on demand release in the next couple of months. I think it's June-ish. I don't remember. But let's go ahead and check this out and see how this plays out.
I know everyone thinks we're these scary creatures who committed these horrible crimes, but we did what we had to do.
Okay.
I need your help with the Manson group.
There's Annabelle.
Good morning, ladies. I'd like you to meet Carlene Faith.
Hi, Carlene.
What is it you can really do for them?
I just want to remind them of who they were before they ever met Charles Manson.
It's like being home again. The family before the crimes, when everything was about love.
What do we have here?
Dude.
Leslie, I think we should let her stay.
You're gonna be
That is, when I heard Matt Smith would be playing him, I was like, I don't see how that would add up.
Started when we met Charlie.
But he looks
all about love here.
eerily similar to the man. And he's even got his like mannerisms and his ticks down.
Self changes, tears. Or are you willing to die for me? I want to go on an adventure.
Hello. Do I know you?
Get ready to fight.
And if I die, will you come?
Charlie taught us that death and life are the same thing, so there's nothing to be afraid of.
Do you love me?
Thrust and jab like you mean it. Thrust, jab.
We wanted to believe something big was gonna happen.
So baby, run. If you care for me.
We're gonna go out and we're gonna get it right.
There are real victims in this prison.
Maybe these women are victims too.
The time is now, man.
We did what we had to do. Right?
So baby, run. And take
Okay.
care for me.
So after that, my fears for what this might be is a little bit alleviated. It's not running that course, like I was saying earlier about how a lot of these kind of biopics like to put their cinematic spin and this kind of glorifying light on these famous or infamous serial killers or cult leaders, which in this case is a kind of bit of a mixed bag considering the Manson family. And it doesn't seem to be doing this. What drew me to this personally is I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. Matt Smith is probably one of my favorite actors and in that series. The 11th Doctor that he played is, in my opinion, probably the Doctor that embodies what it means to be that force for good. And I always love to see like someone portray a role that is complete opposite on the opposite end of the spectrum from what I know them most for. And that's what drew me to this. On top of, I really enjoyed American Psycho. And the way that was handled too, I think was really handled expertly. So there's a lot of good talent behind this. It was also like, it's a film festival thing. So I figured it'd be a little more dramatic than, what you would see with the Ted Bundy film. And, I like to see just like an actor go from, like I said, one end to the other and see how that, plays in my mind with how their performance rolls. I don't know if I'm really making a whole lot of sense, but I really like to see that range. Like David Tennant does this a lot and is really good at it, man. Like when he goes from characters like the Doctor, or Broadchurch, and then straight into stuff like Barty Crouch in Harry Potter, or the Purple Man, Kilgrave, and Jessica Jones, where he's just sadistic and crazy. And I just find that extremely fascinating. Another thing that draws me to this particularly is because, my home state is West Virginia. Now, Charles Manson didn't grow up. He wasn't born there, but he did grow up a majority of his life in not far from where I did, given that was years ago or whatever, but it's still kind of like this known history of the place, especially with how infamous of a man that he became. So there's a couple of different things just kind of drew my interest to this. So I thought it'd be interesting to check out in retrospect, or comparing it to, some of the other recent biopics in the same kind of vein as this. And this seems to be handled in a much different way. The only thing that I like is a little concerning to me is the approach to how they're telling the story. It seems like it's going to be like a retrospective from the point of view of the women that were, you could say, brainwashed or brought into this cult, into the Manson family, and they were the ones that committed the acts themselves. And kind of playing up this victim point of view from them. And of course, in a way, sure, arguably they would be considered victims, but in the end, they still did the crimes. So I don't know what kind of stance this is going to take on that. Now, I'm not going to claim to be any kind of expert on any of the stuff surrounding these cases, these people, or any of that. It's just kind of a weird thing that gravitates to me personally, because heritage is a big thing to me. And it's just one of those, like I said, things that we all have heard about in the areas where I grew up. It's one of the few things that West Virginia is known for, and it's never anything good. It's never anything good. So it just caught my eye, that on top of the American Psycho and the Matt Smith angle, then finding out Annabeth Gish is in it. Gave me a little bit of a fangasm tingle for my the good old X-Files days. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I'm definitely intrigued. I might definitely check this out when it comes out. Yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think, though. I know this isn't big, hard-hitting kind of trailer news or anything like that, but it's definitely something I kind of want to dive into. I just want to share that with you. So let me know what you guys think. What was the intent or the message behind the trailer, at least? Because I haven't seen the full film. I know some people have, because of course, like I said, it hit the festival circuit, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know what to expect really going into it. So yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I will check those out. So yeah, that's it for now. I'll catch you guys in whatever catches my eye next. So take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.